X-Men Days of Future Past was directed by Bryan Singer, stars Hugh Jackman, James McAvoy, Michael Fassbender, Jennifer Lawrence, and a shit ton of other people. And it tells a story of... Alright, so there's kind of two different timelines. The first is the original X-Men trilogy cast. So this is in the future. And these really, really adaptive, deadly robots called the Sentinels have been hunting down and killing mutants. There's only a handful of them left. And they realize that they are pretty much done. So what they need to do is, using Kitty Pryde's powers, send Wolverine, back to the past in order to stop Mystique from assassinating Bolivar Trask. So Wolverine is back in his old body along with the cast of X-Men First Class, trying to stop the Mystique from setting off this chain of events that ends up with the Sentinels killing everybody. Honestly, trying to explain this movie is a lot more confusing than it actually is, because it's actually not that confusing. It works out very well, the logic is very intact, and it makes a lot of sense. There aren't that many fallacies. It's kind of all comes together a lot more easily than you would have thought. A lot more easily than most time travel movies, actually. This is maybe my favorite X-Men movie. I'm a big fan of the X-Men movies, and this is maybe the best one. This movie blew me out of the water. It was like crazy good. It really, really brought back all the old good stuff and got rid of all the old bad stuff. All the bad things that happened in like The Last Stand, X-Men Origins, Bryan Singer managed to fix that, because Bryan Singer was the director of X-Men and X2, and he kind of left after that, and those two were two of the best ones, and he really came back and he fixed the entire franchise. He really did. Acting really quickly. Hugh Jackman, if you've seen any of the X-Men movies, the performance is nothing really different. He's Wolverine. He's a really good Wolverine. He's tough, but like the cool guy. James McAvoy is amazing as the young Professor X. He's maybe the best performance in the movie. He was really, really good. He has to do a lot because there's a lot more going on with his character than there has been in previous movies, because he's really, really tortured after the events of First Class and what's kind of happened since between First Class and this movie, and he really pulls it off. Michael Fassbender as young Magneto is also amazing, because he's one of the more complex characters in the X-Men, even in the Marvel Universe. He is really, really complex. He's awesome, and he really pulled it off. Michael Fassbender is an amazing actor. Jennifer Lawrence didn't have as much to do as I thought she would, because she kind of plays this entire movie mad. Like, she kind of has one emotion for this entire movie. She's like pissed off, but she's really good with what she has to do. She did apparently had to do a lot of makeup, and she did a lot of fighting. She did really well. But the person who stole every single scene he was in, and although he wasn't in enough, he stole every scene, Evan Peters as Quicksilver. Oh my god, he was amazing. I thought he was going to be bad. Like, looking at pictures of him and just kind of, because I've seen Evan Peters in something like American Horror Story, I didn't think he went well with the character. He was amazing. He stole every scene he was in. His power, his super speed was handled so well. There's one scene, if you've seen it, in the kitchen that was one of my favorite scenes, like, maybe of all time. It was amazing. And Evan Peters as Quicksilver, I wish there was more of him. And Avengers 2 is going to have to work really hard to make Aaron Taylor-Johnson better than Evan Peters as Quicksilver. In the future, Ian McKellen and Patrick Stewart as older Magneto and Professor X respectively are both really good. They've been playing they've played these characters multiple times. They're used to it. They don't really, they don't really have that much to do. They don't have anywhere near as much screen time as their younger counterparts. Also in the future, Ellen Page as Kitty Pryde is good. Sean Ashmore as Iceman. Pretty much everyone. I don't even know the actors, but Blink, Warpath, Sunspot, they were all good. They just didn't really have that much to do. Another thing that's really good about this movie is that once it starts, it is on. There's not a dull moment. It races and goes and goes and goes. And there is consistently stuff happening until the end. There's like never a dull moment. It's really, really fast paced, and it's really, really interesting, but it's not always like action, action, action. There's always some kind of interesting character development going on, and it's a really great blend between that kind of entertaining action, comedy, and the important character drama, and that was really pulled off perfectly. The special effects were really, really good. Fight scenes were amazing. Really good cinematography. Really great score also. The ending was fantastic. It really came together perfectly. I was kind of, near the end, I was thinking, like, how are they possibly going to end this? And they ended it perfectly. And this movie is just really, really good. Easily the best superhero movie that's come out this year. Slightly better than Captain America. Definitely better than Amazing Spider-Man 2. I definitely recommend it. And I give X-Men Days of Future Past an A. So it's definitely worth seeing. Find a big screen, go with a lot of friends. It's really fun. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you next time.